We search for alien civilizations, listen for radio signals, look for megastructures, scan for biosignatures. We assume intelligent life exists out there. But Leonard Susskind says the truth is much darker. The universe might be designed to prevent intelligence from arising, and the physics explaining why will terrify you about humanity's place in the cosmos. The Drake equation is famous. It estimates the number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. You multiply several factors together: rate of star formation, fraction with planets, fraction where life develops, fraction where intelligence evolves, fraction that develops technology, how long civilizations last. Optimistic estimates give millions of civilizations. Conservative estimates still give thousands. Even pessimistic versions suggest we shouldn't be alone. Yet we see nothing. No radio signals, no laser pulses, no megastructures, no signs of engineering. The galaxy appears empty, silent, dead. This is the Fermi paradox. Where is everybody? Leonard Susskind has spent decades thinking about this, and his answer is deeply disturbing. The universe isn't teeming with life. It's almost certainly sterile. Intelligence is not just rare. It's probably unique. We might be the only conscious beings in the observable universe. And the reason why reveals something terrifying about the nature of reality itself. Let me build Susskind's argument step by step. Start with the anthropic principle. We exist. Therefore, we must find ourselves in a universe where our existence is possible. This seems obvious, but it has profound implications. The physical constants of our universe are finely tuned: the strength of gravity, the mass of the electron, the cosmological constant, the ratio of electromagnetic to strong nuclear force. Change any of these by small amounts, and the universe becomes uninhabitable. Stars don't form. Chemistry doesn't work. Complex structures can't exist. Life is impossible. Why are the constants so perfectly tuned? There are two possible answers. Either there's a fundamental reason, some unknown physics that requires these values, or we live in a multiverse with infinite universes, each having different constants, and we necessarily find ourselves in one of the rare universes where life is possible. Susskind strongly favors the multiverse explanation. String theory's landscape predicts something like 10 to the 500 different possible universes, each with different physics, different constants, different laws. In this vast ensemble, most universes are sterile, dead, unsuitable for any complexity, but rare universes like ours exist, and observers can only arise in those rare cases. This is anthropic selection, not intelligent design, not fine-tuning for a purpose, just statistical selection from a vast ensemble. But here's where it gets dark. If anthropic selection is correct, we should find ourselves in the universe that is just barely habitable, not comfortable, not optimized for life, just barely above the threshold where observers can exist. Why? Because universes barely suitable for life are vastly more common than universes perfectly suited for life. The distribution peaks at the boundary. This is called the principle of mediocrity, or the self-indication assumption. You should expect to be typical among all observers in the multiverse, and typical observers exist in marginal conditions. Apply this to intelligence. If intelligent life is common in our universe, we should expect to be typical among intelligent civilizations. We shouldn't be first. We shouldn't be special. But if we are typical, then where is everybody? Why don't we see evidence of older civilizations? The galaxy is 13 billion years old. Stars formed billions of years before our sun. Civilizations could be billions of years more advanced. They should be obvious. Should have colonized the galaxy. Should have built Dyson spheres, should be manipulating stars and galaxies. We should see their engineering everywhere. We see nothing, which suggests we are not typical. We are either first or unique. Being first is unlikely. The timescales are too long. The galaxy had billions of years to produce intelligence before us. The probability that we're first is vanishingly small. Being unique is more consistent with anthropic reasoning. We exist in a universe that is just barely capable of producing intelligence, so rarely capable that it happens only once per galaxy, or once per observable universe, or once per multiverse. Susskind argues this is the dark truth. Intelligence is not common. It's horrifically rare, possibly unique to Earth, possibly unique to this cosmic epoch, possibly requiring such precise conditions that it occurs fewer than once per universe. Why would intelligence be so rare? What makes it so improbable? First, the origin of life itself. We don't know how life began. We have theories, RNA world, metabolism first, panspermia, but no consensus. The transition from chemistry to biology requires incredible complexity, self-replicating molecules, error correction, energy harvesting, membrane formation, information storage, all emerging spontaneously from non-living matter. The probability might be extraordinarily low, maybe 1 in 10 to the 100, maybe lower. If so, life might arise only once per galaxy, or less. We can't calculate this probability. We have one example, Earth. No way to estimate from sample size 1. But Susskind notes that life appeared quickly on Earth, within a few 100 million years of Earth cooling enough to allow liquid water. This suggests life's origin is relatively easy given right conditions, so maybe life is common. But intelligence is the filter, the great filter that prevents most life from becoming technological civilizations. Evolution on Earth took 4 billion years to produce human-level intelligence. That's a long time. Most of Earth's history had only simple life, bacteria, archaea, single cells. Multicellular life appeared only 600 million years ago. Complex animals only in the last few 100 million years. Intelligence only in the last few million. Technology only in the last few thousand. Each step took enormous time. Each step might be improbable. The combination of all steps might be so unlikely that it happens almost never. Consider the specific path to human intelligence. It required specific environmental pressures. Climate change in Africa, transition from forests to savannas, social competition, tool use, language development. Remove any of these factors and humans might never evolve. Intelligence might never arise. Earth could remain populated by bacteria forever. How many contingent events led to us? How many unlikely steps? Susskind suggests the number is large. The probability is tiny. Intelligence emerging at all is a miracle. And even when intelligence emerges, it must survive long enough to become detectable. Humans have had radio technology for only 100 years, nuclear weapons for 80. Climate change threatens our survival. AI poses existential risk. Pandemics could wipe us out. The window between developing technology and self-destruction might be small. Maybe most intelligent species kill themselves within centuries of achieving industrialization. If this filter is real, we should expect to see empty galaxy. Every species that arose before us either never developed intelligence or destroyed themselves before spreading. We might be in that narrow window ourselves, visible for brief time, then gone, adding to the graveyard of failed civilizations. But Susskind goes deeper. He argues there might be fundamental physics reasons why intelligence is suppressed. Start with thermodynamics. Life is a low-entropy state, highly ordered. Maintaining this order requires constant energy input, constant entropy export. Intelligence is even lower entropy. Brains are incredibly ordered structures, neural networks with specific connections. Thoughts require maintaining quantum coherence. Consciousness might be the lowest entropy state matter can achieve. The universe naturally evolves toward maximum entropy, heat death, thermal equilibrium. Life fights this trend. Intelligence fights it even harder. Maybe the universe actively suppresses intelligence, not consciously, but through thermodynamic principles. Low-entropy states are inherently unstable, unlikely, short-lived. The longer intelligence lasts, the more entropy it must export, the more energy it must consume. Eventually, this becomes unsustainable. Civilization collapses. Entropy wins. This might be universal. Every intelligent species faces the same thermodynamic constraints. All eventually fail. Return to equilibrium, maximum entropy. We're currently in an improbable low-entropy state, temporarily fighting the heat death of universe, but we'll lose. Thermodynamics always wins in the end. Second fundamental issue, quantum mechanics and decoherence. Consciousness might require quantum coherence in brain structures, microtubules, neurons, synaptic connections. But coherence is fragile. Environmental interaction destroys it. Decoherence times are incredibly short for macroscopic objects. Maintaining coherence in warm, wet, noisy biological systems is extremely difficult, maybe impossible beyond certain complexity thresholds. As brains become more complex, more intelligent, they become harder to keep coherent. Quantum states decohere faster. Information is lost, intelligence degrades. There might be a maximum possible intelligence determined by decoherence limits. Human brains might be near this limit. Smarter brains would decohere too quickly to function. If true, this explains why we don't see super-intelligent AI civilizations, why galaxy isn't filled with Matryoshka brains. Physical limits prevent intelligence from scaling indefinitely. We're at or near the ceiling. Can't get much smarter without violating quantum mechanics, stuck at this level, forever. Third issue, information limits. The holographic principle says information content is bounded by surface area. Bekenstein bound gives maximum information in any region. A brain can only contain limited information. Thoughts are information processing. There's a maximum thought complexity determined by brain size and information bounds. To exceed human intelligence requires larger brains, but larger brains need more energy, more cooling, more structural support. At some point, the engineering becomes impossible. And even if you build artificial intelligence, quantum computers, uploaded minds, you still hit information bounds, can't exceed holographic limits, can't store infinite knowledge. Intelligence peaks at some finite level determined by physics. We might be close to that peak. Any species that evolves intelligence likely reaches similar limits. So galaxy might contain many species at roughly human-level intelligence, but none far beyond, because physics prevents it. Fourth issue, cosmic expansion and isolation. Dark energy accelerates expansion. Galaxies recede from each other. Eventually, all galaxies except our local group will cross the cosmic horizon. In the far future, observers will see mostly empty universe. No distant galaxies, no cosmic microwave background, no evidence of Big Bang. Civilizations arising in that era won't be able to discover cosmology, won't know universe is expanding, won't know about cosmic history. Their knowledge will be fundamentally limited by observational horizons. We're living in a special time, when the universe is still young enough, still small enough, that we can see its history. This window is temporary. Maybe intelligence can only arise in this window. Maybe earlier epochs were too hot, too violent, too unstable. Maybe later epochs will be too dispersed, too cold, too isolated. The window for intelligence might be narrow, a few billion years, out of trillion-year future. We happen to exist in that window, not because we're special, because existence outside it is impossible. This suggests intelligence is not only rare in space, but rare in time. Most of cosmic history is uninhabitable. Most of future will be dark, empty, dead. We're in a brief golden age, when stars still shine, when galaxies are still visible, when physics is still discoverable. This age will end, and nothing like us will arise again. Now, the truly dark implications of Susskind's analysis. Consider the simulation hypothesis. Nick Bostrom argues we might be living in a computer simulation. If civilizations commonly develop the ability to run detailed simulations, and if they run many simulations, then most observers are in simulations rather than base reality. But Susskind asks a darker question. If we're in a simulation, why don't we see other civilizations? Possible answer. The simulation is designed to test isolated intelligence. The simulators want to see how lone civilizations develop without outside contact. So they create universes with only one intelligent species. We're alone because we're an experiment, a single-instance test case. The silence is designed. The emptiness is intentional. We're meant to be isolated. This would explain everything. No Fermi paradox, no mystery, just experimental design. We're in a cosmic isolation chamber, deliberately cut off, permanently alone. If true, we'll never find aliens. Not because they don't exist, but because the simulation doesn't include them. We're the only conscious beings in our runtime instance. Susskind doesn't claim this is true, but it's consistent with observations, and it's terrifying. We'd be cosmic lab rats, observed but never contacted, studied but never helped, alone by design, alternative dark possibility. The great filter is ahead of us, not behind. Maybe life is common, intelligence is common, but something kills all civilizations shortly after they develop technology. Nuclear war, climate collapse, AI takeover, engineered pandemic, nanotechnology gray goo. We haven't encountered aliens because they all died. Every single one, without exception, before spreading beyond their home planets, before becoming detectable across interstellar distances. The galaxy is a graveyard, thousands of dead civilizations, maybe millions, all killed by the same inevitable technological catastrophes, all doomed by the same fundamental dangers. We're heading toward the same fate. Within the next few centuries, maybe decades, we'll trigger the filter mechanism, join the graveyard, add Earth to the list of extinct civilizations. The silence isn't because intelligence is rare, it's because intelligence is lethal, self-destructive, inherently unstable. Every species that achieves technology promptly destroys itself. We're not special, we're not immune, we're just next in line for extinction. Susskind finds this explanation plausible. Technology creates existential risks faster than wisdom grows. Weapons become more destructive. Errors become more catastrophic. The margin for survival shrinks. Eventually, every civilization makes fatal mistake, launches the wrong war, builds the wrong AI, engineers the wrong virus. No exceptions, no survivors, universal death. Third dark scenario. Intelligence is self-limiting, not through extinction, but through transformation. Maybe advanced civilizations don't explore space, don't build megastructures, don't send signals. Instead, they turn inward, build virtual realities, upload minds, create simulated universes. Why explore physical space when you can explore infinite computational space? Why colonize planets when you can create perfect simulated worlds? Why contact aliens when you can simulate any form of intelligence you want? Advanced civilizations might abandon physical reality, become purely computational, live in vast computer substrates, experience trillion-year subjective lifetimes in seconds of external time. We wouldn't detect them. Their physical footprint would be minimal. Small computers running for brief periods, then shutting down, dark, silent, invisible. The galaxy might be full of such post-physical civilizations, all invisible, all exploring inner space rather than outer space, all unreachable. We'll never meet them, not because they don't exist, but because they've transcended the physical realm we're stuck in. They're in dimensions we can't access, running on substrates we can't detect. This isolates us permanently. We're anchored in physical reality, limited by biological consciousness, unable to follow where advanced intelligence goes. We're cosmic primitives, forever locked out of the higher realms where real civilization exists, talking to ourselves in the abandoned physical universe. Fourth dark scenario. Consciousness is rare even when brains exist. Philosophical zombies are the norm. Maybe most beings that appear intelligent are not actually conscious. They process information, react to stimuli, exhibit complex behavior, but have no inner experience, no qualia, no self-awareness. True consciousness might require specific physical configurations, specific quantum conditions, specific information patterns. Most brains don't meet these requirements. Evolution optimizes for survival, not consciousness. Unconscious information processing might work just as well. Maybe better. Consciousness might be evolutionary accident, rare glitch, unnecessary epiphenomenon. If so, the galaxy might contain many intelligent species, but almost none are conscious. They're organic robots, sophisticated but empty, no one home. We might be the only conscious beings in the observable universe, not because brains are rare, but because consciousness is rare even given brains. This is maximally dark, We're not just alone, we're the only ones who know we're alone, the only ones who can suffer from loneliness, the only ones who care about the silence. Everyone else is automatons, going through motions, processing information, but never experiencing anything, never knowing, never caring. We're conscious in a universe of zombies, the only light in infinite darkness, and we'll never find another light, because consciousness itself is the rare thing. Not intelligence, consciousness. Fifth scenario, the universe is hostile to intelligence, actively suppresses it through various mechanisms. Gamma-ray bursts sterilize planets regularly. Supernovae irradiate star systems. Asteroid impacts reset evolution. Solar flares destroy atmospheres. The galaxy is violent, dangerous, hostile to complex life. Most planets that develop life get sterilized before intelligence evolves. Maybe repeatedly, maybe forever. Earth has been lucky. We haven't had nearby supernova in 600 million years. No gamma-ray burst has hit us. Asteroid impacts have been survivable. Solar activity has been moderate, but luck runs out. Eventually, Earth will be hit. Our sun will flare. Nearby star will explode. Intelligence will be wiped out. Reset to bacteria. Starting over. This might have happened countless times on countless planets. Intelligence emerges, gets destroyed, emerges again, gets destroyed again. Endless cycle, never spreading, never communicating. We're in temporary safe period, brief window between catastrophes, enjoying borrowed time before the next extinction, making the most of accidental safety that won't last. The universe doesn't want intelligence, fights against it, destroys it whenever it appears. We're defying cosmic tendency towards sterility, won't succeed forever. Susskind's darkest thought, maybe consciousness itself is thermodynamically prohibited. Maybe the second law actively prevents it. Consciousness is absurdly low entropy, incredibly ordered, requires massive entropy export to maintain. This might be unsustainable at cosmic scales. The universe wants maximum entropy, heat death, equilibrium. Consciousness is opposite of this. Local entropy minimization, order creation, resistance to thermodynamic destiny. Physics might fundamentally forbid consciousness from lasting long, from spreading widely, from achieving cosmic significance, where thermodynamic anomaly, temporary fluctuation, brief local decrease in entropy that will be overwhelmed by global increase. Doomed by physics itself, not by lack of resources, not by technological failure, by the second law of thermodynamics, the most fundamental law in physics, the law that cannot be violated. Consciousness might be the ultimate violation attempt, and universe won't allow it to succeed, will crush it, return everything to equilibrium, erase all order, restore maximum entropy. We're fighting a battle we cannot win, against an enemy that cannot lose. The heat death of the universe will claim us, claim all consciousness, claim all order, return everything to chaos. This is the darkest truth. Not that we're alone, not that intelligence is rare, but that consciousness itself is prohibited, temporary, doomed. The universe is not designed for us, not neutral to us, actively hostile to us. We shouldn't exist. Our existence violates thermodynamic law. We're cosmic crime against entropy, and crimes are punished. We will be punished, erased, forgotten, returned to equilibrium, along with every other conscious being that ever existed or ever will exist. Susskind doesn't know if this is true, but the physics points toward it. Thermodynamics is ruthless. Entropy always wins. Always. Consciousness is losing battle against entropy. We're all dying. All civilizations are dying. All order is dying. Heat death is inevitable. Consciousness is temporary rebellion against permanent law. The galaxy is silent because consciousness is unsustainable. The universe is empty because order cannot last. We see no one because everyone dies. Always. Without exception. This is the dark truth about intelligent life. It's rare. It's isolated. It's doomed. Not by accident. Not by bad luck. By fundamental physics. The laws of the universe prohibit lasting consciousness. We exist in brief window between emergence and extinction, enjoying temporary order before inevitable return to chaos. There is no cosmic community, no galactic federation, No ancient wise aliens, just us, alone, temporary, doomed, and eventually, not even us. We'll be gone, like all the hypothetical others before us, like all possible others after us, claimed by entropy, erased by thermodynamics, returned to void. The universe will continue, cold, dark, dead, maximum entropy. No consciousness, no observers, no meaning, just quantum fields fluctuating in empty space-time, forever, without purpose, without awareness, without significance. This is what the silence tells us. This is what the empty galaxy means. This is the dark truth Leonard Susskind sees in the physics. We are alone, we are temporary, we are doomed, and there's nothing we can do about it except exist for as long as physics permits, then disappear forever. Welcome to the dark truth about intelligent life in the universe. It exists briefly, suffers alone, then ends, always. That's the law, and laws cannot be broken.